Question 1. Scholars have debated whether performance reviews should be more metrics-driven or narrative-based for HVACR teams. Consider Ista Gonzalez, an operations manager overseeing 12 field technicians with varying levels of experience and performance consistency. The company is implementing a performance evaluation process to align technician output with organizational goals. Ista Gonzalez is torn between emphasizing quantitative KPIs like first-time fix rate, callbacks, and average job time, and more subjective narrative feedback like attitude, team collaboration, and customer rapport. What is the most effective way for Ista Gonzalez to structure performance evaluations to support long-term operational excellence? A. Focus solely on KPIs to ensure objectivity and uniform standards across the board. B. Use only narrative feedback to encourage a personalized development approach. C. Combine KPIs with qualitative feedback to balance accountability and growth. D. Rotate between KPI-focused and narrative-focused evaluations every quarter. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Combining key performance indicators, KPIs, with qualitative assessments leads to more effective performance management. KPIs offer quantifiable benchmarks critical in operations management, while narrative feedback addresses teamwork, adaptability, and soft skills as suggested in ISO 9001, 2015, Clause 9.1.3 and HRM performance management standards. Relying solely one format overlooks essential dimensions. Option C aligns with best practices in organizational behavior and long-term employee development. Question 2. Within the framework of cost management, which of the following scenarios best illustrates an effective approach to job costing in HVACR projects? A. Charging labor and materials equally across all projects to simplify billing. B. Allocating overhead based solely on technician hours, ignoring material costs. C. Applying direct labor, direct materials, and a portion of overhead based on resource consumption. D. Averaging costs across all service calls within a billing cycle for client transparency. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Effective job costing involves tracking direct labor, direct materials, and overhead allocation per project. According to GOP and HVACR cost management practices, a CAM manual P overhead must be allocated based on actual consumption of resources, not generalized estimates. Options A, B, and D oversimplify or ignore variable costs, leading to poor cost visibility and potential underpricing or overpricing of services. Question 3. Upon closer examination, what is the most appropriate scheduling strategy when dispatching technicians with varying skills across multiple job sites during peak season? A. Assign technicians based on seniority regardless of job requirements. B. Schedule technicians randomly to ensure equal workload distribution. C. Match technician skill level with job complexity and group nearby jobs to reduce travel. D. Assign all complex jobs to one highly experienced technician for consistency. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Matching technician skills to job complexity and optimizing routes minimizes inefficiency and customer dissatisfaction. This is aligned with lean scheduling principles and field service management best practices. See SMATMA's HVAC Systems Commissioning Manual. Assigning based on seniority or at random. A. B. May not ensure job quality, and overloading one technician. D. Risks burnout and delays. Question 4. The implications of underestimating indirect costs in a competitive bid can significantly affect project profitability. When preparing a large-scale HVAC retrofit proposal, what must an operations manager include to ensure the bid reflects true project costs? A. Only direct labor and materials, as indirects are handled post-award. B. Estimated overhead and risk buffer based on past projects of similar scope. C. Indirect costs only if the client explicitly requests them in the RFP. D. Standard markups without justifying overhead structure. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation, including estimated overhead and risk contingencies, ensures comprehensive bid accuracy according to ASPR guidelines and account manual. N. Omitting indirect costs leads to underbidding and profit erosion. Past project data can inform risk buffers. Option A and C omit critical cost drivers, while D risks losing the bid due to lack of transparency. Question 5. It has been observed that quality control failures often stem not from technician incompetence but from systemic lapses. Which of the following best reflects a proactive quality assurance approach for HVACR operations managers? A. Inspecting completed jobs randomly, then punishing repeated errors. B. Requiring technician self-checks after every job and reporting anomalies. C. Embedding car steps in work orders and auditing compliance regularly. D. Relying on customer complaints to identify quality lapses. Answer. Correct answer, C. Explanation. Embedding car procedures into daily workflows and conducting audits is a proactive strategy as defined by ISO 9001, 2015 and ASHRAE commissioning guidelines. Reactive methods like A and D address issues too late, while B lacks verification. Systematic integration ensures ongoing compliance and reduces rework costs. Question 6. From a practical standpoint, what is the main advantage of integrating dispatch software with inventory management systems in HVACR businesses? A. It allows sales teams to monitor technician routes in real time. B. It ensures field techs receive only manual inventory updates via email. C. It automates real-time tracking of parts usage and restocking needs. D. It simplifies invoicing by removing the need for parts logging. Answer. Correct answer, C. Explanation. Integrated systems allow real-time tracking of parts consumption and prompt inventory replenishment, reducing delays and stockouts. According to NIST and FMI inventory control principles, automation improves accuracy and efficiency. Options A, B, and D either mischaracterize functionality or limit operational intelligence. Question 7. With the advent of connected HVACR systems, how should an operations manager evaluate investment in smart system upgrades for their service fleet? A. Evaluate initial cost only, as ROI is usually intangible in the short term. B. Compare long-term operational savings, customer retention, and remote diagnostics capability. C. Consider upgrades only when mandated by manufacturers. D. Base decisions on competitor actions without internal analysis. Answer. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Smart HVAC systems offer remote monitoring, predictive maintenance, and energy efficiency. PEDO Smart Buildings Program and RE standards, long-term ROI, customer loyalty, and diagnostic speed are key investment metrics. Option A ignores lifecycle value. C and D lack strategic planning rigor. Question 8. For many years, Easton Ewan has managed his HVACR company with handwritten invoices and basic spreadsheets. Now, seeking to expand, he must adopt more modern tools. What should be his first step in transitioning to an integrated project management system? A. Train all staff on the full software suite before deciding on any solution. B. Immediately replace all manual systems without staff consultation. C. Conduct a needs analysis and involve team members in selecting the right platform. D. Wait until after expansion is complete to avoid disruption. Answer. Correct answer, C. Explanation. Conducting a needs analysis with stakeholder input aligns with PMI's project initiation best practices and change management principles, e.g. Kotter's 8-step process. Option C ensures the solution fits operational gaps. Options A and B rush decisions, while D delays necessary transformation. Question 9. Many people assume that OSHA compliance alone is sufficient for a safe work environment. What additional safety practice should HVACR operations managers implement to promote a proactive culture of safety? A. Only enforce OSHA standards when accidents occur. B. Assign all safety responsibilities to a single safety officer. C. Conduct regular toolbox talks, hazard assessments, and near-miss reporting. D. Trust experienced techs to make safety decisions in the field. Answer. Correct answer, C. Explanation. Beyond OSHA compliance, proactive safety cultures require ongoing communication and accountability. The National Safety Council and OSHA recommend toolbox talks and near-miss reporting as best practices. Options A, B, and D centralize or defer responsibility, reduce ineffectiveness and engagement. Question 10. When presented with a high turnover rate in his technician team, Mr. Patel investigates deeper into the root causes. He finds that unclear expectations and lack of feedback are key contributors. Which leadership approach should he prioritize to improve retention and morale? A. Use the top-down authoritative style to ensure control and clarity. B. Adopt a servant leadership model focused on coaching and team empowerment. C. Delegate feedback responsibilities entirely to team leads. D. Focus primarily on financial incentives as a retention tool. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Servant leadership emphasizes empathy, communication, and personal growth, critical to retention in skilled trades, referenced in Harvard Business Review and HVACR Leadership Institute materials. This approach fosters trust and engagement. Option A can reduce morale. C. Abdicates key leadership duties. D. Overlooks intrinsic motivators. Question 11. The traditional approach to estimating HVACR project costs often leads to budget overruns due to failure to account for real-time market changes. Supposes Romero is developing a bid for a mid-size commercial retrofit involving rooftop units and upgraded controls. Material prices have fluctuated significantly in the last 3 months and subcontractor availability is limited. What steps should Romero take to increase the ACU estimate? A. Rely exclusively on historical pricing data from completed projects. B. Base all estimates on manufacturer MRPS and apply a standard markup. C. Use generic online pricing tools to avoid bias. D. Request updated vendor quotes and include contingency allowances for volatility. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Accurate estimates require current vendor pricing and contingencies to manage market volatility. Per ASP and at best practices incorporating real-time data and a risk buffer protects profit margins. Relying on outdated or generic pricing AC risks underbidding and cost overruns. Question 12. During the process of managing labor on a large HVACR installation, Mr. Hassan notices frequent bottlenecks between electrical integration and mechanical setup crews. Jobs fall behind despite having skilled trades on site. What strategy should Mr. Hassan implement to improve productivity and reduce delays? A. Reassign one crew to work only night shifts to reduce overlap. B. Have both teams work on separate buildings regardless of their expertise. C. Coordinate inter-trade scheduling using visual planning tools like Gantt or Kanban boards. D. Increase total manpower without altering the schedule. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Visual scheduling tools like Gantt and Kanban help manage interdependencies and highlight bottlenecks as recommended by PMI and SMACNA. Option C. Promotes collaboration. Options A, B, and D ignore the root issue, coordination and workflow time. Question 13. Taking into account HVACR service operations, what is the most effective way to manage technician productivity without creating a culture of micromanagement? A. Monitor real-time GPS data and adjust routes constantly. B. Base performance strictly on number of calls completed per day. C. Use KPIs such as completion time, callback rates, and customer ratings balanced with qualitative reviews. D. Require hourly check-ins from technicians for every service visit. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Balanced KPIs and qualitative feedback provide fair performance-driven oversight. According to SHRM and account management practices, this supports autonomy and accountability. Options A, B, and D focus on control, which may reduce morale or skew behavior. Question 14. A detailed analysis of safety practices in HVACR services revealed that technicians often overlook confined space procedures when performing routine tasks. What should an operations manager do to ensure confined space safety compliance during everyday maintenance calls? A. Only train technicians on confined space entry every 3 years. B. Instruct technicians to self-assess risk based on their experience. C. Develop task-specific checklists and reinforce them with daily job briefings. D. Expect safety to be common sense for seasoned workers. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. OSHA 29 CFR 1910.146 mandates clear confined space entry procedures. Task-specific checklists and daily briefings help technicians identify hazards proactively. Options A, B, and D shift responsibility away from management and reduce regulatory compliance. Question 15. With respect to vendor management, Blake notices that a key supplier has repeatedly delivered HVACR components late, affecting project timelines. What should she do to realign the vendor relationship and avoid ongoing disruptions? A. Reduce orders with the vendor gradually but make no formal complaint. B. Meet with the vendor, review the service agreement, and set new performance expectations. C. Immediately terminate the relationship and seek legal action. D. Continue placing orders while hoping delays improve. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Effective vendor management as supported by ISO 9001. 2015 Clause 8.4 requires addressing non-conformance and renegotiating terms. Option B focuses on continuous improvement. Other choices either avoid resolution A, D, or escalate prematurely C. Question 16. For the purpose of fleet management in an HVACR operation with high technician mileage, which of the following strategies best supports cost control and safety? A. Let technicians choose their own vehicles and submit mileage. B. Use fuel cards and allow techs to service their own vehicles. C. Implement GPS-based maintenance tracking and vehicle usage analytics. D. Only require maintenance logs during annual inspections. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. GPS-based systems track mileage, usage patterns, and schedule preventive maintenance efficiently. Per fleet management guidelines. This improves uptime and safety. Options A, B, and D lack centralized control and create inconsistent practices. Question 17. The interrelationship between pricing strategy and customer retention is a critical consideration for operations managers. Suppose Mr. Daniels notices high churn among long-time service contract clients after a 15% annual rate increase. How should he adjust his pricing strategy? A. Keep increasing rates until churn stabilizes. B. Offer new customer discounts but keep old clients at the higher rate. C. Introduce tiered pricing and communicate added value to loyal customers. D. Remove contracts altogether and bill hourly. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Tiered pricing allows clients to choose service levels and feel in control. Communicating added value reduces perceived price gouging. According to HRConquer guidelines and service contract best practices, loyalty can be preserved through transparency and flexibility. A, B, and D. Alienate clients or remove predictable revenue. Question 18. By evaluating technician training results over the last year, ISSING finds that knowledge retention is poor despite quarterly classroom sessions. What should she do to improve technician learning outcomes and apply them in the field? A. Assign more reading material to technicians during off hours. B. Require techs to retake training exams biweekly. C. Integrate hands-on field coaching and real-time performance feedback. D. Cancel sessions and rely on peer learning instead. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Field-based coaching and live feedback increase engagement and retention per adult learning theory, Knowles, and Nate best practices. Classroom-only formats often lack context and application. Options A, B, and D either overload, test excessively, or abandon structured learning. Question 19. Contrary to popular belief, high sales volume doesn't always translate into profitability for HVACR service departments. What factor must operations managers focus on to ensure high-volume jobs are actually profitable? A. Review gross margin per job, factoring labor, overhead, and callbacks. B. Increase technician speed without adjusting pricing. C. Minimize training costs by relying on experienced hires. D. Focus sales efforts only on large contracts. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Gross margin analysis per job, including callbacks and overhead, reveals true profitability as defined by financial management best practices and ACAS financial management manual. Speed and volume can be deceptive if margins are eroded. Other options ignore key cost metrics. Question 20. In a modern context of environmental compliance, what is the best way for HVACR operations managers to ensure refrigerant handling practices are up to EPA standards? A. Perform random spot checks only when leaks are reported. B. Trust certified techs to self-report any violations. C. Implement electronic leak detection logs and enforce Section 608 documentation protocols. D. Handle refrigerant records manually and submit to EPA annually. Answer. Correct answer, A. Explanation. EPA Section 608-40 CFR Part 82 requires leak rate tracking, service logs, and technician certification. Automated logs support compliance and reduce violations. Spot checks and self-reporting are inadequate. Manual submissions alone, D, do not fulfill ongoing requirements. Question 21. When analyzing HVACR project closeouts, Caldwell notices several recurring issues: missing documentation, delayed punch list completions, and unclear client handover processes. What is the best approach to streamline future closeouts and maintain client satisfaction? A. Allow technicians to email documents post-completion at their discretion. B. Standardize a closeout checklist including commissioning reports, warranty info, and sign-offs. C. Have project managers call clients weekly until all punch list items are resolved. D. Let each team develop their own handoff process based on preferences. Answer. Correct answer, B. Explanation. A standardized closeout checklist ensures consistency, accountability, and client transparency. Per SMACNA and ASHRAE commissioning protocols, formalizing the process improves compliance and post-installation satisfaction. Options A, C, and D risk delays and inconsistent delivery. Question 22. In what ways can a failure to properly analyze financial statements affect strategic decision-making in HVACR operations? A. It can result in poor capital investment decisions and operational inefficiencies. B. It improves short-term profitability but hinders compliance. C. It always increases the company's tax liability. D. It reduces technician productivity but helps managers focus on cost. Answer. Correct answer, A. Explanation. Inaccurate or incomplete financial analysis leads to misguided investments, pricing errors, and flawed forecasting. According to GOP and the CAF Financial Fundamentals, understanding balance sheets, income, and cash flow statements is essential for operational leadership. B and D are misleading. C is too narrow. Question 23. Given the circumstances of growing labor shortages in the HVACR field, how can ISTA increase technician retention without significantly raising wages? A. Increase service call volume per technician to boost earnings. B. Shorten onboarding to get techs in the field faster. C. Offer career development, mentorship, and recognition programs. D. Eliminate underperformers quickly to retain high achievers. Answer. Correct answer, C. Explanation. Career development and recognition improve morale, retention, and job satisfaction. According to ARM and NATE workforce strategies, non-monetary incentives are increasingly effective amid skilled labor shortages. Options A, B, and D can lead to burnout, turnover, or demotivation. Question 24. The core principles of conflict resolution within HVACR service teams require balancing operational goals with interpersonal dynamics. Suppose ISTA Tompkins manages a team split over workload distribution. Some believe they're overburdened, others underappreciated. What is the best leadership move? A. Facilitate mediated discussion focused on team goals and individual responsibilities. B. Reassign everyone randomly for reset. C. Ignore complaints and focus only on output metrics. D. Promote the loudest technician to team lead role to stabilize morale. Answer. Correct answer, A. Explanation. Mediation fosters transparency and team accountability, is supported by Harvard Negotiation Project at ARM Conflict Management Principles. Open dialogue leads to lasting solutions. B, C, and D are reactive, polarizing, or dismissive. Question 25. Throughout the course of managing an HVACR retrofit, Dylan is asked by a client to perform work not originally included in the scope of the signed contract. What is the most compliant and financially responsible course of action? A. Proceed immediately to satisfy the client and avoid delays. B. Issue a change order and get client approval in writing before proceeding. C. Add the work to the final invoice without written agreement. D. Let the technician decide whether the extra work is minor enough to proceed. Answer. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Change orders document scope changes and protect revenue. Per air contract guidelines and ACAR legal best practices, verbal approvals are insufficient. Proceeding without documentation, D creates legal and financial risk. Question 26. A critical examination of supply chain risk reveals that over-reliance on a single HVACR supplier can have what impact on operations during material shortages? A. It guarantees more competitive pricing. B. It simplifies accounting and payment terms. C. It limits flexibility and may cause significant project delays. D. It ensures faster inventory turnover and stronger vendor loyalty. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Sole sourcing increases vulnerability during disruptions. HVACR managers should develop a multi-vendor strategy with redundancy per APIC supply chain risk management standards. Options A, B, and D neglect operational resilience. Question 27. Based on the information gathered from customer feedback reports, Mr. Fitzgerald finds that callback rates are highest in systems installed by newer technicians. Which quality control method should he implement to improve performance and reduce callbacks? A. Schedule additional marketing outreach to offset negative feedback. B. Eliminate performance-based bonuses for new techs. C. Require supervised sign-off on installations until technicians meet cost thresholds. D. Rotate technicians randomly between installation and maintenance to diversify experience. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Supervised sign-offs provide real-time coaching and enforce quality standards. According to ISO 9001 and the HVACR guidelines, structured mentoring minimizes rework. A is misdirected. B may demotivate it. D risks compromising training continuity. Question 20. As a result of seasonal demand spikes, is Lacey's HVACR company frequently struggles with meeting slots? What operational change would best help her address this issue long term? A. Prioritize emergency calls only and ignore routine maintenance. B. Offer overtime to current technicians during busy periods. C. Outsource all work during seasonal surges. D. Implement predictive analytics to forecast demand and adjust staffing accordingly. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Predictive analytics enables proactive staffing and inventory management. Per McKinsey's field service benchmarks and HVACR demand modeling strategies, this minimizes air violations. A, B, and C are reactive or unsustainable. Question 29. Upon closer examination of service contract profitability, Mr. O'Connell realizes that his flat rate maintenance agreements often lead to losses on aging equipment. What is the best approach to correct this without losing customer trust? A. Cancel all service contracts on equipment over 10 years old. B. Add age-based rate tiers and explain pricing rationale to clients. C. Keep current pricing and absorb the cost as customer service. D. Replace all old equipment under contract at company expense. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Tiered pricing reflects the risk and cost of servicing older units. Communicating this upfront aligns with ethical sales practices and improves margin management, as supported by USAs and the CAD contract strategies. A, C, and D are excessive or unsustainable. Question 30. From a practical standpoint, how should an HVACR operations manager assess whether fleet vehicles are being used efficiently across multiple branches? A. Compare technician pay rates across all locations. B. Track repair frequency only for trucks older than 5 years. C. Analyze telematics data for idle time, fuel consumption, and routing. D. Assume usage is efficient if mileage per vehicle is high. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Telematics provides actionable data on usage patterns, fuel efficiency, and route optimization. According to NOFA and EPA SmartWeight guidelines, this ensures operational efficiency. A, B, and D lack data integration and miss key metrics.